Is this WandaVision Easter egg the key to the future of the MCU? The WandaVision trailer has arrived, so put on your theory hats or your Scarlet Witch headdresses because it is chock full of Easter eggs. From the question of who Kathryn Hahn is playing, Agatha Harkness, to what the time hopping in the trailer means for the show, there's plenty to pick apart. But today, we are most interested in that wine bottle that Wanda is magically pouring for her guests during the Bewitch-inspired dinner party scene. Over at Nerdist.com, I wrote about the beverage and what the strange label might mean for the future of the MCU, WandaVision, and how it ties into one of Scarlet Witch's most heartbreaking comic book arcs. So without further ado, let's dig in. From the very first teaser, WandaVision has played with the concept of time and reality, which is fitting for the character, and this trailer is no different. Centering on the titular lovebirds, the trailer glitches between a black and white I Love Lucy style 50s sitcom to a neon-hued 80s family comedy look. But it's the former that is key here, because as while Wanda plays the perfect host, we see a bottle of magical wine with a label that reads Maison de Mépris. So what does that mean, and why on earth do these French words even matter? Though the words on the bottle translate directly to House of Contempt, which hints at the darker emotional aspects that the series will likely touch on, and perhaps Wanda's contempt for reality, what we're really excited about here is the clear, massive Marvel reference that the creative team have slipped in. Because if we ignore the Après, then that bottle reads House of M. It's one of the key storylines in Wanda's comic book backstory and has long been theorized as a potential route for the character to go as she moves forward in the MCU. So with all of that said, the importance of that tease really can't be overstated. Brian Bendis and Olivier Coipel shook up the Marvel Universe and its fandom when they published House of M in 2005. The story imagines a world where post the devastating loss of her magical children and her memory, Wanda Maximoff and her grief are growing far too powerful to be protected, aka controlled, by Charles Xavier. In a classic Wolverine twist, the tri-clawed hero suggests that the X-Men just kill the devastated woman in order to save the world. Though it isn't revealed until later, her brother Quicksilver and father Magneto use this moment to manipulate Wanda into rewriting a reality where mutants rule, and Magneto is of course the leader of them all. Plenty of strange things happen during this story, but the really important part for this theory is the introduction of new realities. Kevin Feige has confirmed Wanda will play a huge part in the upcoming movie Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. If you've read House of M, then you'll know that one of the most heartbreaking parts of the universe-changing event is the fact that many of the heroes are truly happy in their new reality. Peter Parker's Spider-Man has finally found the happy family he always dreamed of with Gwen Stacy, and Cyclops has found happiness with Emma Frost. That faux version of domestic bliss is exactly what Wanda is apparently attempting to create in WandaVision. We assume after the death of Vision during Infinity War. And if what we see is in any way real, she has apparently succeeded. So there are a few things this could mean. What we see in the trailer could just be Wanda's warped mind attempting to find happiness in a new reality. Has Wanda's mind already been wiped by Agatha Harkness, and what we're seeing is her memories coming back, or her trying to rebuild the life that she thinks she's lost? Perhaps Wanda has already created a pocket dimension that threatens the rest of reality as we know it. That seems likely, and it could explain why Monica Rambeau momentarily appears and seems to have been thrown out of time or space and into a secure sword base. Has the agent of S.W.O.R.D. been sent after Wanda and already been dispatched from the alt reality that the mutant has created? Whatever happens within the confines of the show, it's clear Wanda's ability to manifest multiple realities will come into play for Multiverse of Madness. So what does that look like in the MCU? One of the defining moments of House of M occurs at its end, as Scarlet Witch mutters, "No more mutants," in response to her father's machinations. She erases all but 198 of the superpowered race. Here maybe we could see a reverse of that. I doubt that we'll see her say, "and then there were mutants," but her actions could introduce the X-Men and mutant kind into the MCU. After all, we know the X-Men will come into play soon, and this would be an easy way to do it. Plus, it would be a nice framework for a potential conflict and could quickly establish Magneto as a fearsome villain. If Marvel really wants to go for it, by the end of WandaVision, we could be living in a version of the world Magneto and Pietro create during House of M, with mutants as rulers and everyone else living as subservient to them. Multiverse of Madness could be dedicated to trying to fix that unexpected turn of events, and would set up an Avengers vs X-Men style showdown. If that's the case, then perhaps the House of M bottle is a warning to Wanda about her own family, and their contempt for her the world, and the people that she loves. We've still got a couple of months until we'll know how House of M really plays into WandaVision and the future of the MCU, but it's definitely no mere coincidence that the bottle is displayed so prominently here. Whatever happens, I want to know what you think. Do you love House of M? Are you one of its many detractors? Are you just sick of seeing Wanda in distress? Or are you really happy that Tommy and Billy are in the trailer and we'll probably be seeing the Young Avengers on our screens soon? Let us know in the comments below, and for the latest and greatest in the world of pop culture, make sure you stay tuned to Nerdist.com.